Party time!
When it's time to party, we will party hard.
I'm not going to scream. Z is very angry right now. We have a little, I know you want to do an intro. I'm not doing an intro for this. We're going to do.
Don't worry. Probably episode 2, I'm going to come up with a really bad intro that we'll do.
Okay. We're doing quick little college football and NFL betting episodes. So this is episode 1.
Welcome to the intro.
College football technically started last Saturday. They're counting that as week 0. Week 1 is this week, and every other fucking team in college football plays.
And then I'll be handling a little NFL action. We'll do...
He's handling all their balls.
Today, we're just going to do a couple of futures, nothing too crazy, and I will give my insights on the Andrew Luck injury and how Jacoby Brissett is the savior. And then as we go forward, we'll have our little segments here and there. We'll make picks every week on the NCAA and the NFL. And you can take it to the bank that you will be millionaires if you listen to us.
Or do the exact opposite and be millionaires.
Most likely you should fade me. Yeah, definitely fade me. I have pretty much gone into severe debt my entire life from a decent amount from gambling. So you should definitely listen to me.
Yeah. Or don't listen to me either. I was betting on tennis. Live tennis. Flashpoint tennis. I think I won like $7 though, so that's good.
That's a positive.
Yeah, but I bet like 100.
Will this next shot be an ace?
It's anybody who was serving. I took them to win the point. That was it.
Gotta love European style betting.
So Miami and Florida covered the under.
I know. We were screaming at the bar
Correct.
on Saturday.
Yeah, it was close. It was close.
Yeah.
One touchdown and it's over.
Well, and also at the end every single time on 4th down, they would just have a pass interference call.
Yeah.
All we needed was a turnover and downs, and every time it was the PI call. They marched down the field on penalties.
They really did. Pretty crazy ending there. Really good game, but it was overshadowed by...
I vaguely remember the game. I just remember
screaming
the ending.
at the end.
Yeah, just remember the ending.
Yeah. So does everyone at the bar.
And there was...
Because you were screaming.
Well, and everyone else next to me, I believe, had either the over or they had Florida. Or I'm sorry, they had they had Florida to cover, I think, or something.
Yeah, Florida.
So no one else was happy but me, I think, there.
Yeah. But Miami's still, I mean, Florida's supposed to be really good this year, man. Miami. Going
Florida.
to Miami. Miami looks really good. So this is week 1 of Bones Lock of the Week. So the big games this week, not Alabama or Clemson, because Alabama's playing Duke. And Clemson's playing Georgia Tech. That is tradition, of course, for Alabama to play a high school team to start off every single year.
And then at the end of the year, they play the Citadel usually.
Usually they play this, and then they just murder them.
By a million.
By literally so many points. So MVB told me last night.
Most valuable, Bob.
That apparently Alabama only covers the spread week 1 36% of the time.
Sounds like a good stat.
Because it's always a huge spread, and apparently at the end of the game, Nick Saban just like doesn't want anyone like getting overexerting or getting hurt, so he just takes everyone out and just like runs the ball and like runs out the clock. Whereas every game after this, he's basically going to murder you and score 60 points and cover that spread, but he will not get week 1.
And Dan Daniel is no longer at Duke.
Correct. So they have no. I mean, Alabama's probably going to cover the spread. I don't know. We'll see. It's 33.5.
But they've only done it 36% of the time.
Correct, in week 1.
Numbers always lie.
Yeah. 33.5 on DraftKings or 34 on FanDuel. Over under 57.
Pound the over.
Definitely going to pound the over.
Pound the over.
Clemson, apparently Georgia Tech's supposed to cover this. Everybody's saying they're covering this. Covering the spread of 36.
Against Clemson.
Against Clemson. Everybody is saying they're covering this.
I
Georgia
don't
Tech's
love
not
that.
bad, but literally everywhere. I don't know if I paused.
I'm sorry.
I'm not on
I got a call. All right, let's pop back in.
I don't know where I am, but I'm recording.
Clemson.
Oh, yeah, 36 points.
Burns.
And we're big. and they say Georgia Tech's going to cover. But either way, Clemson's going to win that game.
I think Clemson's going to. I would take the over in every single Clemson game until they prove you otherwise.
Yeah.
And I would take Clemson to cover the spread in every single game until they prove you otherwise. They're clear and away the best team in college football.
Yeah. Lastly, there's no FanDuel. It's just not up. I just kept looking and there wasn't up. DraftKings just has
I said it's got to be weather or it's got to be
a
weather.
minute of me looking at it. Like, that's weird. On DraftKings, it was still up, but it's not up. Whatever. Either way, the only two real big games, well, in my mind at least, because one of them's not. The only real big game is Auburn, Oregon, which I just think sucks for Auburn that you have to play.
I did not know that Oregon was good again.
They were good. They have most of their offense returned. Most of their starters on offense returned, which always in like college football is just like, all right, you will be better than you were. You're going to beat a lot of teams.
Well, they're a good team in a shitty conference, though.
They're not even the favorite.
Yeah.
Utah's the favorite. There is no favorite. Nobody has any idea who's going to win the Pac-12. It's a crapshoot. Auburn,
Utah.
DraftKings has it -4, FanDuel at -3.5. I guess take Auburn 3.5. I don't know.
I believe in Auburn.
I think I'm going to take Oregon.
What's the over-under?
55.5.
Ooh.
I'm going to take Oregon because they're bigger, stronger, gayer.
I thought it would have been
A
inflated
little bit.
because it's Oregon. The over-under.
Yeah, but the quarterback they have was supposed to be the number one draft. Like the Giants were talking, everyone has been talking about him since 2 years ago. He might have a bounce back year.
I would take the SEC school always if I had the choice.
Oh, yeah,
I
you take Auburn.
hate the SEC, but I would choose them.
You always take the SEC. Unless it's Clemson, then you don't. And then the other big one, which I have, is Houston versus Oklahoma.
Now, you love Oklahoma.
No, I love Jalen Hurts. I hate Oklahoma.
Well, yeah, but you love them this year because you're all about Jalen Hurts this year.
He's winning the Heisman, yeah.
I strongly disagree.
But this is a Big Aaron McCracken, Tanner Holgerson, left. And the first game he has to play next year is against a team that literally always beats him, Oklahoma. And
this over-under has got to be like
83
80. Yeah, I was going to say it's got to be in the 80s.
83.5.
Still, I'm taking the over still. Still taking the over.
I kind of like...
There's no way Oklahoma's not putting up 50.
And I think Houston does too. Houston scores 1 million points. And it's the first game of the year. I think I like Houston plus 24 on FanDuel, and DraftKings it's plus 23. I'm going to take Houston.
I would take Houston and
I'm going to take the over.
Yeah, got to take the over.
FanDuel is 82.5 and DraftKings is 83.5, so you'll go with the FanDuel.
Yeah.
But Jalen Hurts is going to put a hurting on him. He's going to start his Heisman. He's going to start his Heisman year off with a quick 400-yard passing, 200-yard rushing, 4 to 5 touchdown game.
He's going to be terrible.
And then we can play Country Roads for Dana Holgerson.
Take me home.
I don't know if I can ever listen to that song for a while.
I think that should just be the theme of this. There's got to be no copyrights on John Bender.
No.
That song's like 100,000 years old.
I can never listen to it again.
Or we could listen to it every time.
Okay.
Someone just took Austin Hooper in my fantasy draft.
Oh, I don't hate that.
It's like the fourth tight end off the board.
Now we're into my lock of the week. This is my blow. Bones lock of the week.
Your blow.
My blow.
You're blowy.
Toledo over Kentucky with the points.
Toledo over Kentucky.
Yeah.
A MAC school over an SEC school.
Projected to win the MAC.
Your lock of the week is taking a MAC
with
school.
The points, 11.5.
Oh, okay.
With the point. Not straight up.
All right.
The lock of the week includes the points.
Okay. All right.
This one's a lock.
Okay.
Kentucky lost their entire defense. Like everybody on their defense. And they had two. And listen, until.
Weren't they bad until last year for a while?
Well, no, they went over 500 for the first time in 5 or 6 or 7 years in 2 years ago. Bob Stoops has turned this team around. Not Mark Stoops, not Bob Stoops. Sorry. Stoops is only one in my mind. So he turned one of the worst football teams into an actual good team. So I'll give him that. But I think Toledo is, because they score a lot of points too. The over-under is 61 or 62. DraftKings 61, FanDuel 62. I'm going to take the over in this game, and I'm going to take Toledo plus 11.5.
Toledo.
Do we know a guy named Tommy Toledo?
Tommy Toledo. I have no idea what you're
All
talking
right,
about.
so that's my lock of the week, and this was
Your blow.
what?
Your blow.
Oh, this was my blow.
When it's summer party, we will
Oh, is it my turn? Yeah!
Woo, 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 woo!
Fuck!
What happened, Chris?
Fuck! God
What
damn
happened?
it. Someone just took Christian Kirk in our fantasy. Fuck.
So happy.
God damn it. Fuck.
Tell him why you're mad.
Oh, I love Christian Kirk. Oh, this is miserable. Hold on.
I can't.
Are we recording?
Yeah, we've been recording.
And we're back. Did Brendan rush to the podcast?
No, I should have left him on, though.
All right. Since the NFL season is still 2 weeks away, I'll give you a couple of future picks. I haven't come up with a catchy.
Oh, I've got one. Not the Jets. There we go. Okay, continue.
I haven't. I will have some theme music to accompany it along. I'm in the works with it. But instead of the blow, I will have the please. I want to give all of my rent money to you pick of the week or something along those lines.
Yeah, but it's got to have.
Yeah, I know. I'll get an acronym.
Okay.
You're talking to me. I love acronyms and alliteration. I just did it again.
Yeah.
Let's see. We did divisions on the other pod, but let's just do a couple of the props, the main ones. MVP. The two obvious picks here, Mahomes at 6-1 and Watson at 34-1. I think those are the two guys you target. Offensive Rookie of the Year, this is not even a question.
Daniel Jones.
Kyler Murray will win Offensive Rookie of the Year. It is there's nothing I believe more strongly about than that. The only way he doesn't win Rookie of the Year is if he gets hurt. The only way. There's no other rookie quarterback that will start within the first 4 or 5 weeks. So he'll have 4 or 5 weeks of just stats to pad. No running back is going to rush for 3,000 yards and take over. Receivers don't win this award. It's going to be a quarterback who plays 16 games. He could be terrible as long as he has the numbers.
It might be a defensive year.
Offensive Rookie of the Year, Bones.
Oh.
They separate them.
It might be a defensive year. Maybe some rookie has so many touchdowns, like pick sixes, that they just give him the offensive rookie of the year as well.
Josh Jacobs, people are saying that Montgomery guy in Chicago. No, listen. It's Kyler Murray, and it's only Kyler Murray. Unless Case Keenum dies in a car accident tomorrow.
Dwayne Haskins comes in. Well, he is on the Redskins, so
he could get his house broken into and his femoral artery stabbed and bleed out to death.
he sure could.
Rest in peace, Sean Taylor. Shout out, Big Mike. So that's Kyler Murray. The other three I got. Passing yards, Deshaun Watson's 30-1. This is to lead the league in passing yards. Deshaun Watson, 30-1. Nick Foles is 100-1. I wouldn't be shocked if Big Dick Nick just fucking airs it out all year. At 100-1. 100-1 odds for Big Dick Nick? Why not? He could throw for 4,000 or 5,000 yards.
What's Jacoby Brisket?
I did not get updated odds on Jacoby Brisket. We're going to get into Jacoby Brisket after my props.
I think he could do that.
Watson at 30-1 is great value as well. He was throwing for they don't have a running back. They have Duke Johnson. That's their running back. Their running back catches passes. So they're not even going to try to give Lamar Miller the ball anymore because he has an ACL or whatever.
So I know Eli's never come close.
No, and he never will.
What if he just does it this year?
Hell will literally freeze over.
How hysterical would that be?
It wouldn't be funny because then they'll be like 8-8 and Daniel Jones will
We're
not
going
play.
8-8. You got to believe.
We're going 4-12.
B. Eli Eve. Believe.
Rushing yards. Chris Carson.
How do you spell believe?
Without Eli.
No.
Without
you have an Eli in there to spell believe.
Without Eli. Chris Carson, 15-1 to lead the league in rushing yards. He was top 3 last year. And I think what's his name? Mark Ingram at 50-1. They're going to run the ball every play in Baltimore. Every play.
It's going to be a Wildcat offense. That's all they're going to do.
So why not at 50-1?
Lamar Jackson is not a good passer.
No. So why not just take the number one running back on the team that's going to run the ball 70% of the time at 50-1 odds? That's insane.
Who's the backup to Lamar Jackson? Did they draft somebody?
They have Robert Griffin III and Trace McSorley. I thought. Isn't it just all running
They have
quarterbacks?
well, except for Trace McSorley. Is he a rushing quarterback?
Yeah, that's racist. Just because he's white doesn't mean he can't run. Yeah, he ran a lot of Penn State.
Well, we'll see what happens to Baker. Eventually, somebody will catch up to Baker, and they're going to murder him.
Then again, though, everyone runs away at Penn State. They're always being chased from behind.
Oh, yeah. I get what you did there.
Receiving yards, nothing too much of a long shot on the board here, but Juju and Michael Thomas, both 12-1. I like those two.
Who's number one? Is it
Julio was up there. Julio, Keenan Allen was up there.
Keenan Allen has to stay healthy.
AB was still up there.
AB
Hopkins was up there.
I think AB's lost something's going to happen where he's going to get suspended. He has lost his fucking mind, like fully lost it. It's only happened the last couple of years. He went full Kanye. You never go full Kanye.
I want to go full Kanye.
No, you don't.
All right. Let's do quick Jacoby Brisket. Oh, and I have to update as this is thing. So I will update my picks from the division. I did have Indy.
Oh, no. You're not allowed. You have to keep one.
Well, I actually had Jacksonville to win the division at plus 390. So if you listened to me and you took it then, you were intelligent because now it has plummeted down. It's like plus 240, I believe. I still think Jacoby Brisket can lead the Colts to the promised land. I think he can get them to 9-7, and that could win that division, and then anything can happen in the playoffs. Do not sleep on Jacoby Brisket. Marlon Mack is still dope. T.Y. Hilton will still run those go routes. They have Devin Funchess now, I believe. They have a hand. Is he on their team now? Yeah. Wow, don't even fact check me.
Yes, he is. On that, yeah, he just lost all value instantly.
And they have 2 good tight ends. That's a solid squad. I will take all the points that Indy will get for the first 3 weeks of the season until Vegas corrects.
Over, under, Ebron 6.5 touchdowns.
Way under. Jack Doyle.
Over.
It's just Jack
over.
That's pretty much all I had.
No, they have one more quarterback on their team. I'm sorry. On the Ravens. Joe Callahan.
I don't even know who that is.
He has 3 years of experience, apparently. He's 26 years old out of Wesley College. I've never heard of this human being.
Wesley.
Is that how you say it? It's not Wesleyan. It's Wesley.
I thought it was Wesleyan.
No. This is just Wesley.
I thought it was Wesleyan.
Look, I'm literally looking at his profile on the Ravens website.
That's probably like a D7 quarterback.
Who does he look like? I feel like...
I don't know. All right, that's all I got for the NFL. That's all I got for the NFL. Next week will be your real primer for the NFL because it'll be right before week 1, I believe, right?
It'll literally be
the Thursday. So I'll give you the full week 1 rundown. Bones will give you his recap of his picks from the NCAA.
Yep. So probably we'll all win.
And then we'll give you picks for NCAA week 2. And we'll post them on our Instagram and Twitter as well so we can keep track of how we're doing this year. All right?
All right.
Okay, bye.
Man, what the fuck? How hard we really business?